Different types of conductors. This is today's lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn different types of conductors with examples. So let's begin. Different types of conductors. Materials or substances are classified into two groups based on electrical conductivity. Substances are classified into two groups based on electrical conductivity. One is electric conductors and another one is electric non-conductors. Another term is for electric non-conductors, insulators. So substances are of two types, electric conductors and insulators based on electrical conductivity. Now, what are electric conductors? Metals and non-metals through which electricity can pass are called electric conductors. For example, metals like iron, copper, non-metal like graphite, etc. And electric non-conductors or insulators like rubber, plastic, etc. In this lesson, we are going to learn classification of electric conductors. So, let us go to the detail of electric conductors. Electric conductors. This is classified into two groups. One is electronic conductors and another one is electrolytic conductors. Or electrolytes. Here, electronic conductors, the substances through which electricity can pass with the help of free electrons, mobile electrons, are known as electronic conductors. For example, copper, iron, graphite, etc. Electrical conductivity of these conductors decreases with the increase of temperature. These conductors conduct electricity through free electrons and no chemical change occurs during the passage of electricity through these conductors. Now, what are electrolytes or electrolytic conductors? Melted or aqueous solution of ionic compounds and some polar covalent compounds through which electricity can pass are called electrolytic conductors or electrolytes. For example, aqueous solution of sodium chloride, aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, polar covalent compounds like water, etc. These compounds are known as electrolytic conductors or electrolytes. These conductors conduct electricity through ions, positive and negative ions. Here, positive ions are reduced and negative ions are oxidized. So this process is known as electrolysis. Now let us see classification of electronic conductors, and then we will see classification of electrolytic conductors. Classification of electronic conductors. Electronic conductors are classified into three groups. One is good conductors. For example, iron, copper, zinc, etc. Good conductors. The conductors through which electricity can pass easily. Those conductors are known as good conductors. Next, semiconductors. For example, silicon, germanium, etc. The elements of column 14 in the periodic table are known as semiconductors. The conductors having property of conductors and non-conductors are known as semiconductors. Semiconductors cannot conduct electricity properly or easily. Those conductors are known as semiconductors. Now let us see superconductors. Examples of superconductors are metallic alloys. Suppose niobium, germanium. Then oxides of metal alloys like yttrium, barium, copper oxide. Metal alloys and oxides of metal alloys are superconductors. The conductors which can conduct electricity without electrical resistance. Those conductors are known as superconductors. Here, for this conductor, Tc is equal to 23.2 Kelvin. For this, Tc is equal to 90 Kelvin. What are those? When Tc is equal to 23.2 Kelvin for this conductor, for this superconductor, that means up to this temperature, this conductor conducts electricity without zero resistance. That is why this temperature is called superconducting transition temperature. Below this temperature, this conductor conducts electricity without any resistance. For example, this one, Tc of this conductor is 90 Kelvin. It means below 90 Kelvin, this conductor conducts electricity without any resistance. That is why this temperature and this temperature is known as superconducting transition temperature. That is, electronic conductors are of three types: good conductors, semiconductors, and superconductors. Now let us see classification of electrolytic conductors or electrolytes. Classification of electrolytic conductors. Or electrolytes. This is of two types. One is strong electrolytes. And another one is weak electrolytes. Examples of strong electrolytes are salts like sodium chloride, aqueous solution of sodium chloride, aqueous solution of potassium chloride, strong acids like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, strong bases like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. These compounds are known as strong electrolytes because these compounds, suppose sodium chloride in water, ionizes 100%. For these compounds, 100% ionization occurs to form positive and negative ions. Strong electrolytes conduct electricity with the help of positive and negative ions, and these conductors ionize 100% to form huge amounts of positive and negative ions. That is why these conductors are known as strong electrolytes or strong electrolytic conductors based on ionization. These compounds ionize 70 to 100%. Based on this matter, these conductors are known as strong electrolytes or strong electrolytic conductors. On the other hand, weak electrolytes, for example, 0.1 molar acetic acid and hydrofluoric acid, etc. These compounds are known as weak electrolytes or weak electrolytic conductors because these compounds, 0.1 molar acetic acid ionizes to acetate ion and proton. Here ionization occurs only 1% to 10% to form positive and negative ions. So in this case, less amounts of positive and negative ions are formed to conduct electricity. That is why these compounds are known as weak electrolytes or weak electrolytic conductors. This is all about different types of conductors. No more today. Thank you very much.